Are you a fan of reality TV shows? The sort of things like Britain's Got Talent, Love Island, Big Brother, then there's many others. Do you watch that kind of stuff and do you find it entertaining? Do you look forward to seeing it? Do you like to see how the other half live? And do you like the excitement of, are they going to go win? Do you like actually watching, you know, the one that they put in just for the laughs? The one that you know that shouldn't even be in there, but they've used it just as a bit of a lolcow, if you like. Well, if you do enjoy watching it, have you ever thought about the darker side of it? These shows usually sift through some of the most narcissistic, mentally unhealthy people there are in society. They use them, they prey on them. What they do is they get these people and they tell them they're going to be something big. A film star, a superstar, a pop star, I don't know, a social media personality, call it what you will. And these people desperately, desperately need this, all right? So what they do is they fish them out of their normal mundane life that they've been sick and fucking tired of for God knows how long, and they put them into this completely unreal world. All the time telling them that they're going to make money. They have a handler. They have people that wait on them hand, foot and finger. They're there at the end of the phone, or they're there right there at the time with them. These people, for the money, or for the while they're bringing in the money, are looked after. Now, have you ever thought what might happen to these people once they've either failed in getting to the top, say for instance Britain's Got Talent, or when they've been kicked out of Love Island? Or what about when they've actually gone to the end of it and then they've been dragged through a bit more of the social media? So say for instance, maybe they win one of these things and then they get a music contract, or if it's one of those other things like Love Island, they go on all these different TV shows, right? And they get interviewed by everybody and they're the person of the moment, or that's what they're being told. Which is all well and good and they'll love it. And the money comes in and that's great. And they're a mile and a half away from where they used to be. But then the phone calls get less and less. And the being asked to appear on stuff happens less and less. And they obviously start to question. And when they make the call to whoever it is that's been handling them, all of a sudden they can't get through to them. Well, very quickly, these people get taken from here, taken up to there, and then put right back down to where they come from. Except now they've had a taste of their life. They don't want to give it up. If you have a look at things like Hollywood, you'll see some of those most famous people that were A+ listed people that didn't have to do anything. All they had to do was wander around the place and everybody just adored them. Well, as they fall from the A+ rating to the A rating to the B+ rating to the B- rating, whatever you would call it, these people will go to more and more extremes to get the attention that they used to get. Because attention in itself is a drug. And narcissism is, I would consider it to be, it's a weakness, it's an illness, it's one of the deadly sins. But if untreated or treated badly, it's much like a crackhead. Now, you look at any of these famous people, if you took their fame away from them, they'd be absolutely mortified. It would finish them off. Fame to them is the drug that they yearn. Fame to them is everything. Fame to them is their entire being, right? And this is why you see some of these people do the most ridiculous things. You've only got to look at Madonna. I mean, she can't sing for shit now, right? If you've ever listened to her with the auto-tunes off. And she looks ridiculous, but she has to go to these extremes to still get any ratings at all. But that's how hooked up it is. These people, the attention that they get is as critical to them as, say, for instance, a crackhead getting a bag of rocks. You know, you've seen people that are rattling for drugs. It's exactly the same. But on the lower end of the scale, these people get picked up and dropped quickly before they've amounted any huge amount of money that they might need then to get them through counselling, to get them to be brought back down to reality, because they come down with such a crash. How did it all stop? What happened? And these people are mentally weak in the first place. I mean, can you think of anybody in their right mind that would go on and sell their soul completely on one of these TV shows, to have the entire world laugh at them, to give up all their most dirty and intimate secrets that some things come out like on Big Brother, etc. Can you imagine what mental state some of these people must be in? And then you look at some of these really low listing people that used to be, I don't know, C B-rated people back in the 80s or the 90s or maybe even 2000s, and they get asked to go on things like Big Brother, and they'll do it because it might be the opening they need to get back to where they think they belong. Does it work? Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Now, speaking from my own experience of very, very low, what do you call it? People know you. When I was going to some of these London events, I met up with lots of other YouTubers, and some of them were quite big and some of them weren't so big. Some of them were really small, but desperately thought that all they had to do was punt out a couple of videos, and then the public would see them, and that would be it. They'd be famous. The money would come rolling in. And unfortunately, it hasn't happened. They haven't got the fame they want. Most of them have given up now. And they've probably gone on to the next thing because they realised that actually there was no future in it. This isn't a one-night thing. And if you ever get into YouTube and you think you're going to be a rich person, unless you're exceptionally good, and you really need to be good and lucky, and you have a great business plan, you are not going to make money out of it, so you would need to keep a job going. Ta-da! Hence I drive a truck. But there was a time when YouTube used to pay out quite a bit of money. Ad revenue was for everybody, and yeah, people got a lot of views before there was an agenda. But now there is certain things that stop people from getting views, and the other thing is they're fucking shit, a lot of them. It is one of those things. So I would say that when I'm doing this, right, yes, you're watching, that is lovely, but I can't see you watching. Mind you, you can't even see my eyes at the moment because of that bee sting. But the point being is, this is very grounding. I do this because I enjoy putting out content and information. I like it, right? But I don't get to see people on the other end of the camera, if you like. And for me, it's fine. That's the way I like it, because when I went to London years ago, doing stuff for, I think it was Day for Freedom, I got mobbed, and it was terrifying. It was the most weird experience going, because I'm a lorry driver, right? That's me. Yeah, I do YouTube, but I'm a lorry driver. So when you get people wanting to take your picture and they want to shake hands with you and they want to help you and they want to do all sorts of stuff, it's baffling, mind-boggling. It's another world. No, this isn't me. Have you got the right person? That kind of stuff, right? And it's fucking terrifying. I used to have to go and have a few pints before I went and did it, because it was just so utterly out of this world. And the weird thing is, I come from a little village. I don't actually, I come from Weston-super-Mare, but I live in a little village just outside of Weston, which is even quieter. And when you go from that to the city alone is quite a culture shock. But then when you've got lots of people go, Rev! I remember one guy, if he's still watching, he was bloody massive, right? Leather-clad biker type, right? And I was in Manchester, I think it was. Might have been Birmingham. Could have been Manchester, one of those two. And he went, Rev! And I was like, oh my God, I'm in trouble here, right? And he'd come up to me and I went, all right. He went, can I have my picture taken with you? My mate won't believe it. I was like, thank fuck for that. But it's amazing. It is the most amazing thing. But if all this stopped tomorrow, it'd be a shame. But I am in reality. And I'm a lorry driver. And I've got a normal life. But these people, when you take them out of their normal life and you tell them they're going to be all of these things, right? And you build their hopes right up. And then all of a sudden they're just dropped with no assistance, no counselling, no support. That leads to suicide in some cases. And you have to think about that. All the time I'm having a laugh watching these people, what happens to them at a later date? What, did they end up on a cruise ship singing one line, like shit covers? How is that? And that isn't a knock at people who have made it to singing on a cruise ship. But if you thought you were going to be singing on a stage with a dance team and cameras everywhere and, you know, the next Robbie Williams or whatever you want to call it, right? And it never happened. I think that could be a bit much or more than some people can take. And then also, what if they did become famous and they can't cope with the fame? Because fame, I don't think, is anything like people would imagine it to be. I've no imagination of exactly how it would be, but I've been around famous people enough to know that some of them are nice and some of them are fucking arseholes. And some of them don't know how to behave. and some of them are the most loveliest people going. But when these people get put from here, where they were born, into this la-la land, yeah, I think it can really fuck with people's heads. Let me know what you think in the comments. I've picked up some new subscribers, by the way, and some of them are subscribers who like what I do, and some of them just hate me and just want to keep following me so they can hate on what I do. And for you lot who do, excellent. I'm in your head rent-free. Oh, I wish you could see my eyes right now. Oh my God. Yes, that stuff warms me up. It really does. Yeah, I've got a special kind following from the Islamic community. Hello. Right, and then I just got some from the left that whenever I talk about anything that seems like a normal and obvious thing, that really triggers the fuck out of them. And I like that too. So keep commenting, send your hate in. I love it. Honestly, it fuels me. It makes me want to do more. So you lose anyway. Right. Well, a couple more videos and then back to work. Hope you're all having a good day. Don't forget, like, share and subscribe. I've got the other channels. I've got the Man Up channel. I've got a Discord channel. What else have I got? Telegram and all the rest of it. Just go to Google and type it in. You'll find it. Anyway, thanks a lot and I'll see you soon.